Carl Jung discovered something that he kept secret for decades. Your birth month reveals everything. Not your zodiac sign, not astrology, but your actual psychology. He studied thousands of patients and found a pattern. People born in January had one personality type, February another, March completely different. And when he told people their birth month analysis, they were shocked because it was disturbingly accurate. So accurate that Jung stopped sharing it publicly. He said, people are not ready to know what their birth month reveals about their hidden self. But Jung left notes, private notes about each birth month that his family kept hidden for decades. So what does your birth month reveal? And why was Jung afraid to tell people? Let me show you. Before we start, I need you to do something. Think about your birth month. Just hold it in your mind. Do not tell anyone yet. Just remember it. Because by the end of this video, you will know why Jung said your birth month does not lie. Let us start with January. January, the burden carrier. If you were born in January, Jung discovered you carry weight. Not physical weight, but psychological weight. The weight of responsibility. From childhood, you learned that you had to be the strong one, the reliable one, the one who holds everything together. And even now, people come to you with their problems because they know you will not break. But here's what Jung saw. Behind the strength is exhaustion. You are tired, so tired of being the strong one. But you cannot show it, because if you break, who will hold everyone else? Jung wrote in his notes, January births are like Atlas, holding the world, but no one asks them how heavy is the weight. If you are January, you felt that, did you not? The moment I said it, you felt seen, because Jung saw you. February, the hidden romantic. Now, February. If you were born in February, Jung discovered something you hide. You are deeply romantic. Not in the obvious way, not flowers and poems, but in how you see the world. You believe in magic, in synchronicity, in signs, in meant to be. But you learned to hide it, because people called you naive, unrealistic, too sensitive. So you built walls. You pretend to be logical, practical, realistic. But inside, you are still the dreamer. Jung wrote, February births are poets forced to live in a world of prose, and the pain of that pretense never leaves them. If you are February, you know exactly what I mean. You have been hiding your romantic heart your entire life, have you not? And March. If you were born in March, Jung discovered you feel incomplete. Not broken, but incomplete. Like there is a version of you that you haven't become yet, and it haunts you. This feeling of potential, unrealized. You start things with passion, with fire, but you struggle to finish. Not because you are lazy, but because nothing feels like the thing you are supposed to do. Jung wrote, March births are searching for themselves in everything they do, and the tragedy is that they will keep searching until they realize they are not supposed to find, they are supposed to create. If you are March, you felt that, did you not? That feeling of something missing. Jung understood. Now here's what you need to know. Jung didn't just describe you, he explained why you are this way and what you can do to finally understand yourself.
But first, let me show you April to June, because what Jung discovered about these months is even more disturbing.
April, the secret rebel. If you were born in April, Jung discovered you are a rebel, but not the obvious kind. You do not scream. You do not fight openly. You rebel silently, in small ways, ways people do not notice. You follow the rules on the surface, but inside, you hate them. You hate being told what to do. You hate conforming. You hate pretending. But you learned early that open rebellion gets you punished, so you learned to rebel quietly, in ways no one can catch. Jung wrote, "April births are wolves in sheep's clothing. They smile, they nod, they agree, but inside they are planning their escape." If you are April, you know this is true. You have been pretending to conform while secretly doing exactly what you want, have you not? And no one knows except you, and now me, because Jung saw you too. May, the loyal prisoner. Now May, if you were born in May, Jung discovered your greatest strength is also your greatest prison, loyalty. You are deeply loyal to people, to places, to promises. Even when they hurt you, you stay because you believe loyalty is everything. But here's what Jung saw. Your loyalty is killing you. You have stayed in relationships that drained you, in jobs that destroyed you, in situations that broke you, because you could not leave, because leaving felt like betrayal. Jung wrote, "May births are the most loyal and the most trapped. They believe loyalty is love, but sometimes loyalty is just fear of being alone." If you are May, you felt that pain, did you not? The pain of staying when every part of you wanted to leave, but you stayed because that is what you do. Jung understood, but he also warned you. Loyalty to others should never mean betrayal of yourself. And June. If you were born in June, Jung discovered you are performing, always. Not on stage, but in life. You have learned to read the room, to become what people need. Funny when they need laughs, serious when they need depth, supportive when they need help. You are a chameleon, and you are exhausted. Because you have been performing so long, you do not even know who you are when no one is watching. Jung wrote, "June births are actors who forgot they were acting, and now they cannot find the person beneath the performance." If you are June, you know exactly what I mean. You have been everyone except yourself, have you not? And deep down, you're terrified that if you stop performing, no one will love you. But Jung said, the performance is not you, and until you stop, you will never know if they love you or the character you are playing. Now, if you are January to June, you're probably feeling something. Recognition, relief, maybe even tears, because finally someone sees you. Jung saw you, and what he discovered about July to December is even deeper. So stay with me, because your birth month has more to reveal.
July, the wounded healer. If you were born in July, Jung discovered you heal others, but you cannot heal yourself. You are the one people come to when they are broken, when they are hurt, when they need someone who understands. And you do understand, because you have been where they are. You have felt that pain, that darkness, that hopelessness, and you survived. So you helped them survive too. But here is what Jung saw. While you are healing everyone else, you are still wounded, still bleeding, still hurting. But you hide it
because if they knew you were broken too, they would not come to you anymore. Jung wrote, "July births are healers who carry everyone's pain, but no one carries theirs, and they believe this is their purpose, but it is not. It is their wound." If you are July, you know this is true. You give everything to everyone, but when you need help, you suffer alone, do you not? Because you learned your pain is not as important as theirs. But Jung said you cannot heal anyone if you refuse to heal yourself. The wound will consume you eventually. August, the hidden weakness. Now August, if you were born in August, Jung discovered you are terrified of being weak. You present yourself as strong, confident, in control, always. But inside, you are screaming, because the pressure to stay strong is crushing you. You cannot show fear, you cannot show doubt, you cannot show vulnerability, because the moment you do, people will see the truth, that you are just as scared as everyone else. Jung wrote, "August births built an armor so strong that they forgot how to take it off, and now they are trapped inside their own strength." If you are August, you felt that. The exhaustion of pretending to always be okay, to always have it together, when inside you are falling apart, are you not? And the worst part, you cannot tell anyone because they need you to be strong. But Jung said, strength is not never breaking. Strength is breaking and still getting up. But you never let yourself break, and that is not strength, that is fear. And September. If you were born in September, Jung discovered you are your own worst enemy. You set impossible standards for yourself, not for others, just yourself. And you never meet them because they are designed to be unreachable. You criticize yourself constantly for every mistake, every failure, every imperfection. And you believe if you just try harder, do better, be better, then maybe you will finally be enough. But Jung saw you will never be enough, not because you are not, but because you will not let yourself be. Jung wrote, September births are perfectionists who use perfection as punishment. They believe if they are perfect, they will be loved. But perfection is not love. It is self-hatred disguised as ambition. If you are September, you know this feeling. The constant disappointment in yourself. No matter how much you achieve, it is never enough, is it? And you are exhausted from chasing something you will never catch. But Jung said, the goal is not perfection. The goal is acceptance of your imperfect self. But you are too afraid to accept, because acceptance feels like giving up. Now, if you are July to September, you are feeling something heavy, because Jung did not just see you, he saw your pain, and he understood why you carry it. But there is more. October to December. What Jung discovered about these months will explain everything about who you are and why you have always felt different.
October, the Peacekeeper's War. If you were born in October, Jung discovered you hate conflict more than anything. You will do anything to avoid it. You agree when you do not agree. You smile when you want to scream. You say it is fine when it is not fine, because conflict feels like death to you. But here is what Jung saw. While you are keeping the peace outside, there is a war happening inside between who you are and who you pretend to be. And that war is destroying you. Jung wrote, October births are peacekeepers who sacrifice their own peace to keep others comfortable. But peace bought with silence is not peace, it is surrender. If you are October, you know this feeling. The resentment building every time you stay quiet, every time you swallow your truth to keep the peace, do you not? And one day that resentment will explode, or worse, it will consume you. Jung said, "You believe keeping peace is love, but sometimes conflict is the only way to tell the truth." Now November. If you were born in November, Jung discovered you feel everything, too much, too deeply, too intensely, and people are scared of you, not because you are dangerous, but because your depth makes them uncomfortable. You do not do shallow, you do not do small talk, you do not do surface, you go straight to the core, and people cannot handle it. So they call you intense, too much, overwhelming, and you learned to dim yourself, to hide your fire, to pretend you are less than you are. Jung wrote, "November births are flames in a world that prefers candles, and they spend their entire lives trying to make themselves smaller so others do not feel burned." If you are November, you have felt this your whole life, have you not? The feeling of being too much, so you made yourself less. You hid your passion, your depth, your intensity, to make others comfortable. But Jung said, "The world does not need another candle. The world needs your fire, and the ones who can't handle it were never meant for you." And December. If you were born in December, Jung discovered you were overlooked your entire life, not intentionally, but consistently. Your birthday lost in the holidays, your achievements overshadowed, your pain dismissed, because everyone was too busy, too distracted, too focused on something else. And you learned to not ask for attention, to not take up space, to be invisible, because being seen felt selfish. Jung wrote, "December births are the forgotten ones, not because they are forgettable, but because they learned to disappear before anyone could ignore them." If you are December, you know this ache, the ache of being unseen, even when you're standing right there, do you not? And you told yourself it does not matter, you do not need attention, you do not need recognition. But the truth is, you do. You always have. But you were afraid to ask for it, because what if you asked and they still didn't see you? Jung said, "You are not invisible. You made yourself invisible to protect yourself from the pain of being ignored. But now you are trapped in your own disappearance." Now, if you are October to December, you are feeling it, the weight of recognition. Someone finally sees you. Jung saw you. But here's what you need to know. Jung didn't just see these patterns, he understood why they exist, and what you can do to break free from the prison of your birth month.
So why does your birth month shape who you are? Jung discovered it is not magic, it is not mystical, it is psychology and timing. Here is what Jung found. The season you are born in affects your early development, not because of astrology, but because of your parents, your environment, the world around you. Think about it. If you are born in January, you arrive at the beginning of a new year, when everyone is setting goals, making resolutions, trying to start fresh, and your parents project that onto you. The pressure to achieve, to be the beginning of something new, and you absorb that pressure before you can even speak. If you are born in December, you arrive at the end, when everyone is exhausted, distracted, focused on holidays, celebrations, chaos, and you become the afterthought,
not because they do not love you, but because the timing made you secondary. Jung wrote, "We think our personality comes from within, but it comes from the world that received us, and the world that receives you depends on when you arrive." This is why January births feel responsible, because they were born into pressure. July births feel like healers because they were born into summer warmth and expectation of care. November births feel intense because they were born into darkness and depth. Each month carried an energy, a psychological climate, and you absorbed it before you even knew what was happening. Jung said, "You are not your birth month, but your birth month shaped the lens through which you see yourself, and until you understand that lens, you will believe it is truth." But here's the most important part. You are not trapped. Jung discovered, once you see the pattern, once you understand why you are this way, you can choose differently. You can step out of the prison your birth month created, not by rejecting who you are, but by understanding you are more than the pattern. Jung wrote, "Awareness is freedom. The moment you see why you became who you are, you stop being controlled by it. You become the observer, not the prisoner." So what do you do? How do you break free? Jung gave specific steps, and I'm going to show you right now. Because this is not just about understanding yourself, this is about transforming yourself into who you actually are beneath the birth month pattern. Step 1. Recognize the pattern. First, you must see it clearly, without judgment. If you are January, say it out loud. "I carry everyone's weight because I was born into pressure, but the weight is not mine." If you are June, say it. "I perform for everyone because I learned to adapt, but the performance is not me." Whatever your month, name the pattern, because naming it separates you from it. You are not the pattern. You are the one seeing the pattern. Jung said, "The moment you can name what controls you, it loses its power, because you are no longer unconscious, you are aware." Step 2. Question the story. Next, question the story. Your birth month gave you a story about who you are. January, "I must be strong." May, "I must be loyal." September, "I must be perfect." But Jung said, ask yourself, is this true, or is this what I was taught to believe? Most of the time, it is not true. It is just a story that you've been living your entire life, and the moment you question it, it starts to crack. Jung wrote, "People do not live their truth. They live the story they were told about their truth, and they mistake the story for reality." Step 3. Choose differently. And finally, choose differently, just once. If you are October and you always avoid conflict, choose one moment to speak your truth, even if it creates tension. If you are December and you always disappear, choose one moment to be seen, to take up space. If you are August and you always stay strong, choose one moment to be vulnerable. Jung said, "You do not change by changing everything. You change by choosing one different action and seeing that you survive it." And here's what happens when you choose differently, just once. You realize the pattern was not protecting you, it was imprisoning you, and you are free to be someone else, someone more real.
So, what was Jung's final message about birth months? In his private notes, Jung wrote one sentence that his family almost destroyed because they thought it was too dangerous, too liberating.
Jung wrote, "Your birth month shaped you, but it does not define you. You are not what happened to you. You are what you choose to become." Read that again. You are not what happened to you. You are what you choose to become. Your birth month gave you a starting point, a lens, a pattern, but it did not give you a destiny. Jung discovered most people live their entire lives as their birth month. January stays the burden carrier. May stays the loyal prisoner. September stays the perfectionist. December stays invisible. And they die never knowing who they could have been if they had stepped out of the pattern. But Jung also discovered a few people, rare people, see the pattern and choose to break it, not by rejecting who they are, but by becoming more than what they were conditioned to be. Jung wrote, "The greatest act of freedom is not escaping your past. It is integrating it, understanding it, and choosing consciously who you become despite it." And this is what Jung wanted you to know. Your birth month matters. It shaped you. It influenced you. It created patterns. But it does not own you. You are not a slave to when you were born. You are the author of who you become. Jung said, "Consciousness is the only freedom. The moment you see why you are who you are, you stop being controlled by unconscious patterns, and you become the creator of your own life."
So here is what you need to do right now. Think about your birth month and the pattern you recognized in this video. Did you feel seen? Did you feel understood? Did Jung describe you? If yes, then you know this is real. Not superstition, not astrology, but psychology. Deep human psychology. And now you have a choice. You can keep living as your birth month, carrying the burden if you are January, staying loyal to what hurts you if you are May, hiding your fire if you are November, staying invisible if you are December. Or you can choose differently, just once, and see what happens. Jung spent 60 years studying this, and his message was simple. You are not trapped, you are aware, and awareness is the beginning of freedom. If this video changed something in you, if you finally understand why you are the way you are, subscribe to SYC Soul, because Jung's psychology goes deeper than this. Hit the like button if your birth month was accurate. Share this video with someone born in the same month and see if they recognize it too. And leave one word in the comments, your birth month, January, February, March, whatever yours is, because I want to see how many of you Jung was right about. This is SYC Soul. Jung discovered your birth month shaped you, but you are not your birth month. You are the one who can choose to become something more. The pattern was your beginning, but not your end. So, what will you choose? To stay in the pattern, or to finally step out and become who you were always meant to be? Beneath the conditioning, beneath the birth month, beneath everything you were taught to be, the real you is waiting, not in your birth month, but in your choice to finally be free. Jung showed you the pattern. Now it is your turn to break it or embrace it. The choice is yours, and it starts now.